Konami in the OCG has done probably one of the most insane things that they have ever done in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Ever ever since ever since the game first started back in 2002 here in the TCG, we have all been accustomed to the Yu-Gi-Oh cards that look like this. Obviously, this is a QCR Ignis of Prominence that I picked up yesterday from Bear Cave. I think I picked this up. I don't know. Shoutouts to Bear Cave though for the hookups. There were a few cards that I also picked up. I don't remember this one though. Really weird. Anyway, we have been accustomed to this format of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but now Konami is bringing it back to the late 90s with arguably, in my opinion, probably one of the best sets for the OCG. Konami is introducing a brand new duel set called the Original Artwork Duel Set. This set will feature 3 of the most iconic Yu-Gi-Oh characters in the DM anime. Obviously, I am referring to the Pharaoh Atem or Yami Yugi, Joey Wheeler, and Seto Kaiba. These sets will feature what are known as the classic style card. As I said, over the years we have been accustomed to this style of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, but now they're bringing it, as I said, they are bringing it back to the 90s, where the style dropping shit over there looks like this, if I can pry it out, where the artwork style basically looks like this. Yeah, this one is another one that I picked up from Bear Cave a while back. Shoutouts to them. Shoutouts to Billy and Corey and Corey's wife, Sarah. I think that's his wife. Shoutouts to all 3 for hooking me up with this one. But yeah, so basically they're bringing it back to this style, where instead of the artwork being like this, where the attack and defense stats are here and this is their text box, the text box is on the left side and the attack and defense stats are on the right side of the card. And that's just for the monsters. When you look at the spells and traps, on the other hand, it basically looks like this. Let me pull a card out as a good example. So I have here a Japanese, an original Japanese, if you will, tune table of contents, super rare, another one that I picked up from Bear Cave, where the text box is a bit smaller, if you will. So that's basically what Konami is bringing it back to with these 3 new dual box sets, and again they will feature cards for Yugi, Kaiba, and Joey. But what can we expect from these sets? Well, from what we are understanding, each of these sets will contain 1 set of 100 special duels card protectors, aka sleeves, a special dice, one special die, a special duelist coin, which will basically be the same design for all three products. A special card case, which basically is a deck box, and a paper dual field, which will be the same design for all three. We are also getting 2 copies of the bonus Dark Magician of 2 copies of the bonus card Dark Magician, which will be ultimate rare, and then we are getting a shit ton of reprints, which will be a structure deck of 55 cards. All cards will be ultra rare, and I believe for the dice, the color is different. So for Yugi, the dice will be red. For Joey, the dice will be blue, and then for Kaiba, I believe the dice will be green. No, it won't. It'll be white. It'll be white. It'll be white with the trim of the numbers of the dots, and the Millennium Eye will be blue. So this is basically Kaiba's product. This right here is the dual field, which looks amazing. And then of course Joey's dice, again being blue. If I can get rid of these fucking ads. And then here is Yugi's dice, which is red. But now we turn our attention to the structure decks, because the structure decks are going to be insane. So from what I understand, all three will be released at the end of October, later this year, and the content of each structure deck will be as followed. For Yugi, we are getting Dark Magician Girl, Swift Guy of the Fierce Knight, Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, Archfiend Gilfer, Buster Blader, Valkyrion the Magna Warrior, Kuribo, Baphomet, 2 copies of Giant Rat, Cyberjar, Penguin Soldier, Alpha the Magna Warrior, Beta the Magna Warrior, Gamma the Magna Warrior, Dark Magician, Gazelle the King of Mythical Beasts, 2 copies of Giant Soldier of Stone, Card Destruction, Swords of Revealing Light, Monster Reborn, Pot of Green, Change of Heart, Graceful Charity, 2 copies of Fisher, MST, Polymerization, Multiply, Dark Hole, Mystic Box, Premature Burial, Magic Cylinder, Mirror Force, Magical Hats, Shift, Backup Soldier, Magic Jammer, Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast, Silver Fang, a second Dark Magician, Beaver Warrior, Magician of Black Chaos, Black Magic Ritual, D-Spell, a second MST, 2 copies of Gaia Power, Nobleman of Crossout, 2 copies of Giant Trunade, Backup Soldier, a second copy of Backup Soldier, The Eye of Truth, and Ultimate Offering. And yeah, that's basically it. And from what I'm also seeing here, it also says we are going to be getting manga style cards, which I believe resemble they basically resemble these. Basically, this one came from the set Duel Overload, which I have not opened up that set in years. So So yeah, so I would love to open up that set again. But thinking about it now, most of the cards in that set have been reprinted so many times. It's like not even worth it. So I don't know if I will again or not, um but yeah, honestly though, in my opinion, the manga art art style looks a whole lot better than what we've been accustomed to with cards like these. Um, simply because I feel like with the manga style, with the manga versions, it in my opinion, it feels like that it tells a better story than the ones that we've been accustomed to for so many years. And that's just my opinion. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you guys, but that is basically the Yugi structure deck. Now we move into the Joey structure deck, which his deck contains the following. It contains the following: Red Eyes Black Dragon, Swordsman of Landstar, Luminous Soldier, Command Knight, Panther Warrior, Jinzo, Time Wizard, Battle Warrior, Alligator Sword, 2 copies of Baby Dragon, Axe Raider, Copycat, Rocket Warrior, Gearfried the Iron Knight, Hayabusa Knight, Goblin Attack Force, Karate Man, Sangan, Witch of the Black Forest, Penguin Soldier, 2 copies of Goddess with the Third Eye, Scapegoat, Axe of Despair, Pot of Greed, 2 copies of Giant Trunade, 2 copies of Polymerization, Dark Hole, Graceful Dice, Skull Dice, 2 copies of Trap Hole, Kunai with Chain, Grave Robber, Call of the Haunted, 2 copies of Dust Tornado, Fairy's Hand Mirror, Magical Arm Shield, Thousand Dragon, Alligator Sword Dragon, Rock Ogre Grotto number 1, Armored Lizard, Garuzis, Tiger Axe, Millis Radiant, Shield and Sword, Gaia Power, Fusion Sage, 2 copies of Nobleman of Crossout, 2 copies of Fake Trap, and an Ultimate Offering, which is honestly kind of crazy. I mean, again, every single one of these cards was seen and used in the DM anime. Excuse me. They were even seen in the manga so many times that these cards are nuts by 2002 2003 standards, which says a lot. And even also by Go format standards. You know, Giant Rats, the Cyberjar, Card Destruction, Swords, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Fisher. A lot of these banned cards, they were pretty busted in Go format, and I know that because I've been playing a little bit of Goat myself. But for the most part, I've been mostly playing Edison and half format, and I know that one of my friends wanted me to get into redo format. So it's like if I were to get into redo format, I would be piloting either Wind Up, Bujin, excuse me, or Dino Rabbit, one or the other. I don't know. One of those 3 decks, I feel like in redo would be hella crazy. Maybe Spellbooks. I don't know. But we now move into Kaiba's deck, and this one's crazy. Kaiser Seahorse, Vampire Lord, 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon, which we are getting, which this deck will contain a Japanese version, a Chinese version, and an English version, which is insane. Vorse Raider, Steel Ogre Grotto number 2, 2 copies of La Jin, the Mystical Genie of the Lamp, Battle Ox, Sagi the Dark Clown, Ryukish Empowered, Cyberstein, 2 copies of Sangan, Gilsaurus, Invitation to a Dark Sleep, Ancient Lamp, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, Foolish Burial, Premature Burial, 2 copies of Graceful Charity, Tribute to the Doomed, Mesmeric Control, Megamorph, Soul Exchange, Ikabu, Drakemard, The Shallow Grave, 2 copies of Nobleman of Extermination, Nobleman of Crossout, Darkhold, Snatch Steel, Gift of the Mystical Elf, Ryoku Field, Negate Attack, Ring of Destruction, Shadow Spell, Crush Card Virus, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which apparently will be a replica card, which will be a technical fake card. Gadget Soldier, Versago the Destroyer, 2 copies of Needleworm, the Wicked Worm Beast, 2 copies of Hero Shadow Scout, Morphing Jar number 2, Summoner of Illusion, Lord of Dragons, Man-Eater Bug, Flute Summoning Dragon, Fairy Meteor Crush, Polymerization, and Light of Intervention. So this might just be one of the craziest products that Konami has ever done, because of the fact that we are now, again, as I said, we've been accustomed to this style of art. For so many years, we've been accustomed to this style of art. Now, especially in the OCG, in China and even in Korea as well. We've been accustomed to this style of art, and this is my Ulti Air Neos that I pulled a long time ago. If you haven't checked out that blooper video, I recommend you guys check that blooper video out, because that one was kind of dumb. I even also did a YouTube short yesterday, so if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely check out yesterday's YouTube short. I'm planning to do a few more shorts over time. Maybe in those shorts I'll probably talk about like single cards or something like that. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that much, but anyway, going back to this, we're now going to be experiencing this style of Yu-Gi-Oh, where apparently, where one of the big differences between the two is that the artwork is a lot bigger here than it would be in this one. So definitely going to be interesting to see how many people over purchase these products. Personally, I would love to get my hands on them, but I know that they'll probably be a bit too expensive, because I believe that they will be selling these in Japan for 4,950 yen with taxes. So let's see. So typically, they'll go for around 30 USD for around 30 USD, which in my opinion seems like a fair price, but I know that over time they are gonna go up and up and up and up in price, which honestly is not good. So it'll probably be a while. It'll probably be a while before I will ever get my hands on on all three. But I will say that this product is incredible. Again, we are getting reprints of some of the most iconic cards in existence. Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, Change of Heart. All these cards that were used in Go format, we're getting them reprinted once again, and this time we're getting even more with these products than we could ever expect. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing guys like Cyber Knight and potentially Team Samurai X1 opening up these products, because knowing them, especially Cyber Knight, they will indeed get their hands on those products. But with that being said, I'm very curious of what you guys think about these products. Let me know down in the comments below your thoughts on these products, and will you guys be getting your hands on these products? Again, let me know down in the comments below, and that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.